And to the last two people, I keep saying it, I gotta say it one more time, folks. I'm gonna start with our son, Justin. Justin is definitely the social media king in our family. He has gone everywhere and done everything that he can possibly do when it comes to a computer and a telephone. But all of your entries were processed this year from Justin and everything that he could do behind the scenes. Hopefully you received confirmations and learned everything about our tournament. Justin, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing that. And of course, Leslie. Folks, when you see going on around here, every year Leslie tries to make this bigger and better. Justin did do all of the signage that you see out on the lanes, all of the color coordination, all the pictures for our past year's champions, and everything that's gone on there. But Leslie's insight behind wanting to do that and making this event bigger and better than just a standard junior event is what has allowed us to grow each and every year. When it comes to the scholarships, when it comes to running everything, when it comes to getting the sponsors and organizing everything that goes on, she is the lady. She is the head of the team that controls it all. Please, everybody, give her a great send off and a round of applause. Thank you, dear. Some of our sponsors, Brunswick Bowling, our presenting sponsor, along with the sponsors that you see out on the lanes, Rita's Ice, Buddy's Pro Shop, Brunswick, Bowl for Life, Manchester Accounting Services, I Am Bowling, SYC Storm Youth Championship, Craig Heating, Kegel Training Center. All of them have contributed to allow our tournament to grow. So please make sure that you contribute back by thanking them when you see them from time to time and making them available. The Bowl for Life. Bowl for Life has donated $2,500 in scholarship money to be given away this weekend. Each squad, we draw 2 lucky names, and those 2 lucky names will receive $250 each before they throw a bowling ball. So we have already drawn our lucky names for this squad, and I'm going to tell you those names right now at the end of your squad. Please make sure you come in and take a picture with us. Gavin Murray, you are the first recipient of $250. On behalf of Bowl for Life and Chuck and Deborah Gardner. And the second winner of $250 is Anthony Bocchino. So congratulations to both of them. Job well done. Didn't even have to knock over a pin to get that one. That's pretty cool. We will also be doing the photos, which I think are finishing up down there right now. Hopefully you had an opportunity to check that out. With the help from all of these sponsors and everything that we've done, ladies and gentlemen, we will give away more than $25,000 in scholarship this weekend. In total, over the 25 years of our event, we will surpass the $250,000, $250,000 in scholarship. The merchandise and raffles.
Raffles will be going on. We will pull and draw all those tickets at 4:30. All of a sudden, we got a lot louder. So we will draw those tickets at 4:30. Please, if you would like to continue to get raffle tickets, make sure you are in there, get those tickets and put them where they belong. Those will be drawn later on this afternoon in just a couple of minutes. We will raffle not one but 2 brand new branded bowling balls. Tom will be coming around with those. It will be our final raffle that we do, along with a 50-50 raffle. All of that going directly into the prize fund. Bowlers, you will be bowling 5 games of competition today. You will skip 2 pairs after each game. Please follow your score sheet for your lane assignments. 1 out of 4 bowlers from each division will advance to the finals with a maximum of 16 starting Sunday morning. Please understand, I'm going to give you those numbers right now since we have those totals. In the U12 mixed division, we will take the top 4 bowlers. Okay, we will advance 4 bowlers for the finals. That will start at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please check in by 8:30. No bowler can qualify twice, so if you were in the top 4, we will drop you down, and someone from 5th would go up to 4th. There will be a line drawn. In the U15 girls again to make that cut. So you need to be in the top 4 in the U15 girls division. There will be one additional cash spot. In the U15 boys division, we will take 8 bowlers into the cut. So make sure if you're in the top 8 in the U15 boys, you will be here once again tomorrow morning. And in the U18 girls, we will take 8 bowlers to make that cut. So in the U18 girls, there will be 12 girls that will make that cut. And in the U18 boys, 16 bowlers will advance for tomorrow. Check in at 8:30, bowl at 9 a.m. sharp. Please make sure you are here on time. At this time, we're going to recognize a few special athletes on this squad. Please go out to the foul line and call your name. The 2019 U12 champion, Kai Struthers. The 2021 U15 champion, Braden Cassidy. The defending U18 girls champion, Lena Kratzer. The U15 developmental junior team USA, Anna Anthony. A member of junior team USA, Nick Trentler. The 2024 U15 boys champion, junior gold champion, and U15 developmental junior team USA, Elliot Gordon. And rounding out the special people on this squad, our 2024 U12 junior gold champion in the girls division. A very nice hand for Alyssa Randisi. Folks, that's what we all strive for. You're out here bowling, boys and girls. I hope you have an opportunity to stand at the foul line with those youngsters that are out there right now. Thank you very much, athletes. At this time, I believe it's
time for practice. So lanes will be coming on. You'll get 10 minutes of practice, and then we will hold you up at that time.
All right, announcements are made, and practice is underway here for our final qualifying squad, 5 of 5. For the 25th anniversary Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament, I'm $2 Phil Brilo. Those of you joining us for the first time all weekend, thanks for joining us. Those of you coming back, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. You heard the rundown from Parker about the number of players advancing from each division into tomorrow's match play finals. We'll go over those once again during game 1. This is a fresh application of the 43-foot PB3 tournament pattern. 29 milliliters in the pattern. You look at the overall pattern, it's 4-1 from the outside few boards to the middle boards. But where most of these players are going to be playing around the 9, 10, 11, 12 boards, the track area as it's commonly known, you're looking at a ratio of about 1.67 to 1. So several ways to attack the lanes depending on ball speed, rev rate, and such by the players. So we'll see what they'll do here to finish practice. About 8 minutes of practice remaining. So full squad, 52 bowlers taken into the lanes. This time around, we're going to be over 200 bowlers. We'll get that final tally from the tournament office in a little while. But another great showing at the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. And a great showing with this being the 25th edition, the silver anniversary of this wonderful event. So under a minute of practice to go, and we will get player introductions underway momentarily after some additional announcements at the end of practice by the man himself, Parker Bohn III.
Okay, everyone, please hold up on your practice. Please hold up on your practice. before you get underway, remember, the gift baskets that are inside, the last sell for tickets will be at 4:30. The doors will shut at 4:35. We will draw those tickets, so please go in and double check and see if you won one of the prizes in there, or maybe more. But that being said, everybody, right now we are getting ready to send our last squad off. Please, if you can, give this final squad of qualifying a big round of applause. Bowlers, once your score machines come up, you may begin scoring. Good luck and good bowling.
All right, announcements are made, and we are underway here. The final qualifying squad. Let's get your player introductions here. Starting at lanes 7 and 8. Kelly Apadesano, your bowler A. Nolan Randisi, your bowler B. Alyssa Randisi, your bowler C. And Christopher Thomas, your bowler D. Of course, Alyssa Randisi, winner of the 2024 U12 Junior Gold Girls Championships. She's in the U15 Girls division here, along with Apadesano. Nolan Randisi and Christopher Thomas both in the U12 mixed division. So there's going to be 4 bowlers advancing from both the U15 girls and the U12 mixed into tomorrow's match play rounds. So once again, all the pair feeds available. So as we here in Strike Center, we bounce around a bit, follow bowlers on big strings, follow hot hands. So if you do have a favorite player, once you see him on the Strike Central stream, go ahead, check them out wherever they may be bowling. Let's get over to 9 through 12. 9 and 10. Christian Forey is your bowler A. He's in the U12 mixed division. Adriana Oliveira is your bowler B. She's in the U15 girls division. Isabella Dixon, your bowler C in the U15 girls, and Anna Anthony, your bowler D, also in the U15 girls. Anthony already leading the way. I'm surprised she's bowling the squad. She must want to practice on the pattern, try something different, because that bowler is the only girl that's averaged 200 or better for her 5 games of qualifying. And the next closest competitor is 64 pins back. I would have just taken the score and run off of last squad, but she's going to give it another shot. On 11 and 12, all bowlers in the U15 boys. Michael Fogarty Jr. is your bowler A. Miles Gordon, your bowler B. Ryan Haberkern, your bowler C. Clayton Tyndall, your bowler D. Once again, 8 boys in the U15 boys division will advance to tomorrow. And Miles Gordon, once again, another bowler I'm just surprised they're bowling. He put up a plus 79. There's only 4 U15 boys on the squad. You're in tomorrow. But for reasons known to Gordon, I mean, it's practice. It's expensive practice, but it's practice. No, it doesn't matter if you qualify 1st or 8th in that U15 boys. Everybody's pinfall tomorrow morning, 0. It's head-to-head, 2-game total pin matches in a double elimination bracket. If I was me, I would have taken the $75 or $80 entry fee and bought mom or dad a tank of gas for driving me around, but that's just me. Let's get over to our bowlers on 13 through 16. These bowlers all in the U18 girls, so they're advancing 12 players to tomorrow. Madison Lewis, your bowler A on 13. Caitlin Zenz, your bowler B on 14. Jolie Penny, your C on 13. Ava Mazzella, your D on 14. Dakota Collins, your A on 15. Sakura Floyd, your B on 16. Camille Forrester, your C on 15. And last year's champion, Lena Kratzer, your bowler D on 16. Once again, with 12 girls advancing. Right now, 12th place, Amber Mason Amanda Morris from last squad, minus 124. There's a lot of young ladies that are bowling once again. That probably didn't have to. But hey, your entry's in, it's already paid. You'd be refunded if you did have someone to replace you with the huge waiting list they had for this squad. Would have been an option. But a lot of these young players just deciding, hey, we're still going to bowl. Maybe there'll be the one thing they'll figure out that'll be the difference between getting knocked out in the first couple of rounds of match play tomorrow or taking home the championship. It's a strategy that every bowler can only address to themselves. Let's get you over to lanes 17 through 20 momentarily, as this will be a mix of boys and girls in the U18 division. On 17, bowler A, Brooke Andreessen. In the girls, bowler B, Anthony Bacchino. In the boys, bowler C, Jesse Tacconi. In the boys, Savannah Sriatocha. Under 18 girls, that's your pairings in 17, 18, 19, 20. A is Paige Brooks. In the girls, Colin Zenz is your bowler C on lane 19. Zachary DeMello, And the boys is your bowler B and Maxwell Benware. Benware is going for the Ironman Award. This is his 5th squad. He's pulled all 5. He's your bowler D on 20. Benware. I mean, they're taking 16 boys. There's not even 16. There's barely 16 boys on the squad. And he's at plus 173 for his highest qualifying effort. So, once again, going for the Ironman Award. It's unofficial. We'll give it to him. Well, there's a few more than 16, but still. Supposed to score that good. It's held up for 4 squads. Yeah, you're in. Let's get over to 27. I'm sorry, let's go over to 21 to 24. We'll get to 27 and 28 shortly. Twenty-one, 22. Jake Lau is your bowler A. Will Jacobs your bowler B. Tommy Rawa your bowler C. Raymond Sear your bowler D. Those are all U18 boys. That's all we have the rest of the way out for the last pairs that we're covering. Ari Smith your bowler A on 23 and 24. Jay Mendelson your bowler B. Deon Hunter your bowler C. Nick Trentler your bowler D. U18 boys will be a full 16-player double elimination bracket tomorrow. And with all the entries, that will obviously have the largest scholarship check written to the champion. However, that girl's U18 check isn't going to be much smaller, as all the added funds that come in for this PB3 event really help to balance the champions prize checks between some of the divisions, with huge entries like the U18 boys and the smaller U12 mixed division. Let's go over to 25 to 28. Once again, everybody and the rest of the way out on our introductions here in game one. And the U18 boys, Gavin Murphy, your bowler A. Pardon me, Gavin Murray. I believe Murray has won the 2 scholarship awards on the Bowl for Life on this squad. Once again, $2,500 added to this event by Chuck and Deborah Garner from Bowl for Life. And all the bowlers had to do was show up. It was a random drawing, one male, one female from each squad of qualifying, taking home a $250 scholarship, thanks to the Gardeners and Bowl for Life and all of their sponsors as well. 25 and 26, Gavin Murray, your bowler A. Isaac Dumas, your bowler B. Sebastian Bernier, your bowler C. Kevin Broad, your bowler D. And on 27 and 28, Angelo Galafaro, your bowler A. Elliot Gordon, your bowler B. Augie Quattrini, your bowler C. And Braden Cassidy, your bowler D. And let's go to our final pairing on 29 through 32. Once again, all U18 boys players. Brighton Boyce, your bowler A. Kai Struthers, your bowler B. William Cunningham III, your bowler C. Jackson Brewer, your bowler D on 29-30. On 31-32, Nick DeJula, your bowler A. Daniel Kwak, your bowler B. Patrick Assay, your bowler C. Peyton Nelson, your bowler D. That rounds out your 52 players in this field. And that's going to round out our commentary for game one. These players will be moving 3 pairs of lanes. So skipping 2 pairs of lane and a third. So the bowlers you see here on 29 and 30 are going to end up going down to 9 and 10. If they're on 31 32, they're going to go to 11 and 12. So for those of you that are watching us in the Strike Central feed and tracking other players, that's where you need to be. Game 2 coming up next. to move pairs and everything yet. So, Sean Buck, are you getting on the about 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to stay right here. I watch all the time. No. Yeah. I watch plus 7. I'm sorry. We'll watch plus 17. I watch plus 25. Right, three separate things.
Better than last time.
Well, let's go a little 230.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went 204, 237, 237, 184, 236, 192, plus 52. So I'm 2 minutes out of coverage.
Never know.
No,
The goal right now is to beat that.
Hill jumped in.
Spare ball down. Soundboard or anything before? I have not worked with sound, but I have your headset says TV on it, so obviously it's connected to that. So I'll bring us in. Meet him just a little bit. Get caught, sneeze or whatever, want to talk about it, slam it down, done doing what you're doing with your ring back. Ready if you are, John Buck, right? Yeah. All right, we are into game 2. Come on, graphics department. The heck, you're slacking here. Jeez, there we go. There's the game 2 bug up there. Final qualifying squad for the 25th anniversary edition of the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. And joining me in the booth, a young man who bowled earlier today. We'll get the full lowdown on what he thought about this tournament pattern. Here he is, joining us in the booth, Sean Buck. Sean, how you doing this afternoon, sir?
Hey, how you doing, Phil?
Pretty good, pretty good. So let's get a little background on you. Obviously, you're either still in high school or a freshman in college because you would be in the under-18 division.
Yes,
so
yes.
What's the situation with your education at the moment?
I am currently a senior in high school. I'm attending Southington High School in Southington, Connecticut.
Sounds like a not-so-fun drive
No.
on the way to get to this tournament because you had to go through NYC, didn't you?
I believe we went over the Cuomo Bridge, and it was not fun. Not fun, to say the least.
Yeah. How about the lanes today? Were they any fun for you? I'm not going to reveal your scores.
Oh, man. You sure? You sure don't want to? They're pretty high. As you can tell, I'm sitting here in the booth. They must be pretty high.
You bowled last squad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
No, I got to be honest.
10.25 for your 5 games, a 205 average.
No, it was nothing to complain about. It was just, I couldn't get the hits to string. I think that's the moral of the story with that block was the strings weren't there. Didn't give away the pocket at all.
You were a picture of consistency the 3 times you bowled.
Yes. I believe I'm 30th, 28th, and 26th.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you averaged literally 204 for the weekend.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that couldn't average 205
Yeah.
on a tournament condition such as this. What was the strategy that was used? Was urethane in play for you at all?
So, Phil, I got to be honest. I think I was the only one in the building who could not get a purple hammer to hook. I kid you not. We had 5 people behind me. What the heck is this ball doing? It just was not seeing the spot.
Okay.
And so, we kind of had to go to a last-minute resort.
Yeah.
We went to a bigger ball, a Magic Gem.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I think that ball just, it definitely got to the pocket. I just don't think it was the ball that was going to get me to 130 over, which I think is what I need.
Yeah, I don't. Well, let's see here. I mean, there's a few players. There's a couple of repeats, though. I mean, Max Benoit, I mean,
yeah.
has just been tearing it up.
Max,
So,
Cephas.
yeah, Cephas is up there once. So, I was watching the first couple of squads yesterday. I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe 40, 50 over, and then
Oh, yeah.
9 o'clock this morning, like, also, no, that prediction's long gone.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, right now, looking at the repeats, like, 12th is like 100 over. So,
Yeah.
so you're probably looking at that 220 average to get there.
For sure. I do agree with that. Yeah. I just never fully saw it,
Okay.
But, we're going to take rest of the night, enjoy it, come back tomorrow, root on some of the old fellas.
Okay.
We'll make it a good morning.
So what? I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm familiar.
Go
with,
Pack, go!
With the Packer. Yeah, they're playing well with the backup quarterback. So I'm familiar with some of the youth tours in that area.
Yes.
I know JBT was in this area. I don't know if they're still around or not, but what are some of the youth tours that you bowl on a regular basis?
Yeah, so the New England area I think is such a unique spot because I don't think that people fully know what we embrace. So, we have Parker Tournament that brings people all around, but ones that we usually bowl on our DJBT's Doughboy Junior Bowlers Tour with Jeff Purchase. He runs those.
I know Jeff. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Jeff and Nate. Yeah, well, Nate
Exactly.
goes to school in Wisconsin now.
Yes,
so I
yes.
see Nate quite often.
Exactly. We have a New York-based tournament that we bowl on. We have one coming up next week. It's called CDYST, Capital District Youth Scholarship Tour.
Okay.
And that's run by Mark Taylor. He's a really good guy. Really, really well-run tournaments.
So those are 2 of the bigger ones you bowl.
Those are
right?
definitely 2 of the bigger ones, and then they have, all the state ones.
Yeah.
But then we also have, the men's tournament that men's tournament series that I've started bowling, the NEBA.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
New England Bowlers Association.
Right.
So,
Bruce Hall does the live stream
Oh,
for
yeah.
NEBA, so I've known Bruce for quite a while. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
been to his training center at his home?
So we have not, but we plan to go there.
Oh.
I plan to go out to trials in February.
Okay.
In Vegas, so we plan to get up there. Get some. much
trials
needed
are in
info.
Reno this year, by the
Yes.
way. They moved it. So,
Yeah.
it's at the National Bowling Stadium. So,
Indeed. Yeah.
enjoy paying a lot of money to just get out there.
exactly.
So, all right. So, I know you know some of these guys. They've been talking to you. Our booth is
Oh,
behind
yes.
this pair, 7-8. So, I kiddingly call this a spotlight pair. It's actually just the odd pair out because we have 4 lanes per setup that goes
Yes.
on the streams on YouTube. This is the only one that has 2 lanes. So, we got Angelo Galafaro. We got Braden Cassidy. We've got Augie Quattrino. So what do you know about these gentlemen here? Tell me some deep, dark secrets of all 4 of these
boy.
players.
Oh,
No,
brother.
never do that. Lesson number 1, never do that on air.
So-
Somebody says, tell me a secret about him. Don't give the secret.
No,
Fake it.
no, never. So me, Angelo, and Braden, we're all pretty good friends.
Okay.
We all bowl CDYST together. They're both in New York. I'm in Connecticut.
Okay.
But a special fact, I guess, between us 3 is that we bowl the Storm Youth Challenge with Billy Gaston in Delaware. And we're all on a team together.
Okay.
Team Tenny. We all have squid jerseys. I don't know, you've probably seen them around. But we started that a couple years ago. Very fortunate our first year. We came in second in the U18 division. And the funny story with that is it was me, Angelo, Braden, Gavin Broad, and Max Benware, who's leading.
Yeah.
And the 4 people that I named besides myself are all from New York, and they were all
Okay.
U15. I was the only U18 one on the team, so we were forced to bowl up.
Okay.
So we came in there with no expectations, and we were very fortunate enough. So that's just a funny story between me, Angelo, and Braden. Started bowling together a couple years ago, and become really good friends.
All right. So was this your last year of eligibility for this Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament? Or do you have one more?
I think I have one more
You'll
because
have one
my
more?
birthday's in December.
Oh, so yeah, you'll be
Yes.
fine. So yeah,
Yes.
you'll still be 17 in August 1st of next year.
Yes.
So that'll be perfect.
Very fortunate that I got one more year. This
Yeah.
was not the way I wanted to go out, but
Yeah, no doubt. So we talked a little bit off air. You said communications broadcasting, something
Yes.
that you're kind of interested in. Do you have anything at your school that you can do things with, like, in-school news reports? That kind of, do
Yes.
they have like a studio and stuff like that for you to
So
work
the school
on?
I go to, Sellington High School, is very fortunate. We have so many electives that we have in school, plus clubs outside of school.
Okay.
So one club that we have is the broadcasting club.
Nice.
And so that broadcasts all the football, soccer, basketball, baseball games, most sports events that we have.
Okay.
So we're very fortunate to have that, and I'm a member of that.
Nice.
So
So are you in front of the scenes on camera talking, like giving reports, or doing commentary on football games, or are you more behind the scenes on the tech?
So
things?
unfortunately, with the broadcast, we cannot have on-field interviews, but we do
Oh.
have people like we're doing right now commentating the games
Right.
and all
Okay.
that. So that's about as much as in front of the camera as you can get.
Okay.
Is the one talking behind the camera.
That's not bad though. So you've commentated football or
Yeah,
baseball?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very fortunate that I grew up in a family that's heavily sports affiliated.
Okay.
My mom, brother, and dad all played baseball and softball all the way through college.
Okay.
So when I picked bowling 7 years ago,
Yeah.
it was kind of a what? What sport? Bowling? So I got a bowling ball and 5 lessons, a bowling alley 5 minutes down the road,
Okay.
and for one Christmas, and it's kind of just taken off from there.
You got hooked.
Exact. Yeah.
Are you here by yourself, or mom and dad around with you?
Yeah,
there,
so
or?
my mom and dad actually just left to go visit a relative that's
Oh, okay.
nearby in Jersey.
Okay.
So I'm hanging out
Nice.
with So I'm hanging out with some of the
So-
other fellas.
That's cool. And then, like you said, you're staying around overnight tonight, and then coming
Yes.
back tomorrow. And,
Indeed.
Oh, excellent. Well, hey, we'll have to see what's going on during the championship rounds tomorrow. Maybe
Yeah.
we can have you sit in for a few frames during one of those matches.
That would
depending
be
on
awesome.
The Bohn situation.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course,
very true.
They
Very
always
true.
get priority
Oh,
on the
yeah.
microphones at their own home events. So
I would
that's-
hope so,
I
yeah.
mean, for those of you that are watching, that might remember me back in the days of Extra Frame. Geez, that was 10 years ago I started with Extra Frame. My goodness. Yeah, I remember when Justin and Brandon were little Rugrats. Just, can we come in the booth? But they never took it as a joke. I mean, they were like doing serious commentary and stuff like that. And now you look at how they've built everything and
Oh,
what
yeah.
they do on socials.
Oh, my
and,
goodness.
and stuff like that. And I like to think that I'd like to take a little credit for helping them out, that kind of thing. And
I would
I
definitely
don't-
give you some credit.
I'm not going to give you credit for a one-off here, kicking off your broadcast career, especially because, like you said, you've been doing it at school and everything
Yes,
too on top
yes,
of it.
yeah.
So yeah, my advice is the way media is going nowadays is that learn as much as you can behind the camera as much as you can do stuff in front of the camera, because especially social is so key to building up your base. I don't do a lot of social, but I also like to be mainly kind of anonymous when I'm not when I'm not on air. Or like you can tell, like kids like Justin and Brandon, like they thrive on the attention stuff like
Yes,
that. I get
yes.
done with the tournament, I'm like going, I need dinner in my hotel room. But that's also I'm 30 plus years older than them too, so my time in the spotlight long gone.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, learn as much as you can behind the scenes, because sometimes weird things develop. I never was trained in broadcasting. I was in bank. I have a bachelor's in business. I have a master's in organizational development. And back in good old 2008, when the economy took a big crash and everything, and a lot of companies started cutting back on corporate training and that.
Yep.
I went through. I got laid off by 3 different financial institutions in 5 years, and I said, you know what, I need to take a chance. And I just started learning how to do video editing behind the scenes, and I'm like, we had a local sports channel, Spectrum Cable, Time Warner Cable, Spectrum Cable now.
Okay,
it's
yes.
Charter Communications. They started a local sports channel in Wisconsin, and I got a hold of them, and I said, would you be interested in putting bowling on TV? And they go, yeah, you produced the show, you sent it to us, we'll do it. And that
That's
was
awesome.
That was in February of 2007, and in June, we taped our first show in May, and it got to them in June. And 2007, so yeah, over 17 years ago, I started,
Wow.
and I learned it all. I learned all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I never wanted to be on camera. I never wanted to be the guy talking. I wanted to be the guy to get it on the show, but I couldn't find anybody that really. I wanted to work, represent the company, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, that's fair.
So if you get yourself in the same position,
Oh,
you
dude.
kind of do everything.
This looks like a very
Makes
fun position.
It's fun. It's a lot of work. I mean, I'm here
Yeah.
by myself, so you see the miles of cabling
Oh,
that are
yeah.
running all the way through the building. So,
Oh, yeah.
you get on your hands and knees, you get dirty, that kind of thing. But there's all kinds of things you can do, not just bowling. I've done done, baseball and lacrosse and other sports, that type of thing. If you have the equipment, people will use it. People will find you, and they'll make things happen. So we're going to take a quick peek across the lanes here. Because it seemed to be game 2 is when everybody was lighting it up earlier today. Well, here we got a front. Well, we had a front bunch. Let's get down to 21 to 24 here.
Let's see.
And it's Bowler C, so they would have started. If they're on 23 and 24, they would have started on 17, 18. So 17C.
Is that Lena?
Oh, I'm on the wrong spreadsheet. So many spreadsheets that they work with on these squads here.
It's crazy.
17C would be Jesse.
Oh, Tacone, yes. Oh,
yeah.
my goodness. Phenomenal bowler.
Yeah.
Phenomenal bowler. He's from New York. I just bowled SYC with him.
Okay.
Awesome dude, awesome bowler. Awesome bowler. So this does not shock me at all.
How many of the SY? I mean, they have usually about 10 in a year for the Storm
I think it's
championships.
around there.
Around there. I know
Yeah.
it was a couple of months. Like Junior Gold, they don't do anything in July because of Junior Gold and that type of thing. So how many of those do you get to hit a year?
So my dad and my parents don't get much time off of work.
Okay.
So we're very fortunate that they started putting them in New York and Rhode Island and now in New Jersey, the Super Slam.
Okay.
So I do around 2 to 3 a year.
Okay.
Usually they have one in New York and then they started putting them in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And I believe my first one I traveled down to Florida. And so that was my first real experience. So I don't do as many as I hoped I could, but I'm very grateful for what I'm able to do,
Yeah, I mean, those are just such a unique bunch of events that Storm puts on. And Brunswick's got the Brunswick Youth Experience that they bring in pros and Chuck Gardner and everybody to established events. So I know that Parker's going to be in Louisville, Kentucky for a Brunswick Youth Experience event next weekend. The opportunity to just meet so many professionals and and because there's always pros at the SYCs.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're always
at least
by
one. Yeah.
So it's really cool. So Junior Gold, is it in
brother.
your plans for 2025?
It is, yes. I was
Okay.
fortunate enough to qualify through the Survivor Tournament. That was the first time I did it. And my goodness, was it a great way to blow off some steam. Phil, I tell you, oh my goodness, that was the craziest Junior Gold I've been through.
Okay.
It was rough. It was rough. Very rough. First day, we go 135 over, sitting in 12th. Third day, we go 145 under.
Ooh.
Thunderbolt pattern got me.
Okay.
It got me.
Thunderbolt's not an easy center from side to side.
No, it's quite a tough
Yeah.
tough place, especially with, I was going to say Bolero just took it over too. So by the time we got to Junior Gold, they already had new pins in there.
Okay.
Plus the humidity it was insanely humid. I kid you not, the second day of qualifying, it was at night. It was at least 90 degrees in the bowling alley. And yet anyone else who was in that squad with me could attest for that. It was miserable.
You get a lot of bodies in the building, and that
my
it doesn't.
goodness,
It can be 50 degrees outside.
Oh my goodness.
And a little bit of humidity, but you close the doors and you lock all these bodies in, and of course it's wall to wall in the concourse during Junior Gold.
Oh yes,
so.
yeah.
Well,
for sure.
Well, the bad news is Wisconsin gets humid during the summers too. So.
But Wisconsin has Green Bay.
Wisconsin does have
has
Green
Lambeau
Bay.
Field, and we are very stoked to go visit that.
Yeah, you'll have a good time, no doubt about it. I assume the parents are going with then.
Yes,
too?
yes.
Lambeau Field is a must tour.
Absolutely.
If you get a chance, there's a neat little minor league stadium down in Appleton with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. I love going to games there.
Okay.
Hopefully there's a homestand while you guys are there. It's it's like any other minor league game. It's just dirt cheap, but it's so close to Milwaukee with the Brewers that a lot of times players coming off of injury, they go to rehab assignments
for sure
in Appleton. So we've caught several. I mean, we caught Willie Adamas a couple of years back on a rehab assignment. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat to go up there. I'm from just outside of Milwaukee, so it takes us about 90 minutes. Yeah, the bad part, we'll have to see what they're going to do with the U18 boy. Who gets the long drive out to Wausau? Because you've got the Fox cities, which is Appleton, Oshkosh, Neenah, and you've got those. So those are all 20 minutes apart or so. Then all the centers are really close to the highway system. Then you got a couple centers in Green Bay.
Yep. That
are pretty close to highways as well. And then you got the long drive out Highway 29 to Wausau, which is like 75 minutes from Green Bay, from Lambeau Field. So hopefully it's only one day you have to go there.
That was like this year. They had a Century Bowl, kind of ironic. Century was almost an hour away.
Yeah.
So.
Almost 100 miles. No, yeah. So.
Yep.
So you're going to be hanging around tomorrow?
Yep, I will be here
All
tomorrow.
right, well, if we get an opportunity during the one of the championship rounds, be more than happy to have you back in the booth and yap a little bit and have you do a little expert analysis. We'll take it up a notch. It's a little tough to do during these qualifying rounds because there's so much bowling going on at once. But
for sure.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Phil, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
If you ever need a reference, you know who to call, and make sure you pull this tape off YouTube. And
absolutely.
Do you have a college in mind?
I do. Yeah. So it's funny enough. It's going to be William Patterson most likely.
There you go. Okay.
So
nice.
I was there Thursday night. Right before I came down here. I was there Thursday night practicing with the team.
Okay.
We drove back up, got home at 1 in the morning, woke up at 7 o'clock, drove right back down here for the 12:30 squad yesterday. So
welcome to college bowling.
Exactly.
No doubt,
exactly. Yeah. So very fortunate to what's happening over there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Hey, Sean, thanks a lot. Appreciate you spending some time with us. And we're going to be back with Game 3 in just a few minutes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just to learn things. Polish some stuff out. I was learning my own on YouTube. And then I was with Mike's another thing. Oh, no. Mike's I trust Mike. Fair enough. You can obviously do something. Well, we're going to have some score updates coming across the wires shortly as players finishing up game 2, game 3 underway on some pairs, as you see here on 9 and 10. Got Ari Smith, your bowler A, Jay Mendelson, your bowler B, Deion Hunter, your bowler C, and Nick Trentler, your bowler D on 9 and 10. On deck on 11 and 12. It's going to be Gavin Murray, your bowler A, Isaac Dumas, your bowler B, Sebastian Bernier, your bowler C, and Gavin Broad, your bowler D. They're going to be coming on to 11 and 12 momentarily. I'm $2 Phil Brylow. Thanks for joining us again from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey, as this is the final chance for these young bowlers to advance to tomorrow's various match play brackets, as we'll get that camera fixed. People tell their kids to split a half board when they're trying to watch from 30 feet away, but they can't see a tripod 6 inches in front of their face. Anyway, rant over. Is what it is. We got the scoreboards back up there for everybody. We'll stay with this pair for a couple of frames. We'll get you a score update as those scores are being entered fast and furious by Justin Bohn and crew. I think we actually have all of game 2 in already. Holy cow. So we got a couple young players pacing to get themselves into the U12 mixed off their opening games, as Nolan Randisi and Christopher Thomas both outpacing the scores. That Christopher Triboni put up earlier. Right now, Ellie Kate Murray looking like she's going to, if the scoring pace stays the same, Ellie Kate Murray would be your number 4 advancer out of the U12 girls division. Primarily on the U12 mixed. U15 girls. Anna Anthony, only player out of the 5+ to this point. Kylie Appadesano scoring on pace to get herself into one of the top 4 spots after 2 games. Under 15 boys, a couple players of that starts, Michael Fogarty Jr. and Miles Gordon, both averaging 220 or better through their first 2 games. Your under 18 boys, Gavin Murray, 478 for the first 2. Jesse Tacone, 472. Augie Quattrini, 451, and a pair of 450s with William Cunningham Jr. and Michael Fogarty Jr. Under 18 girls, no girls averaging 200 or better after the first 2 games. Savannah Swiatocha at 383. Dakota Collins, 379, and Brooke Andreessen at 375. So still a long way to go for these players, with 3 games remaining in this qualifying block. To try to advance into the top 4 in U12 mixed, the top 4 in U15 girls, the top 8 U15 boys, the top 12 U18 girls, and the top 16 U18 boys. Double elimination match play tomorrow, all matches. 2-game total pin matches. Looking around for big strings of strikes, and a couple of the bigger ones, a couple of the bigger games are now going on 9 and 10. We'll stick here for a little bit. Then we get a 4-bagger up. And we'll get over there, actually. Let's see if they can make it 5 in a row. On 15 and 16. So it's Jackson Brewer on the front 5. Brewer's first 2 games, 187, 193. So yeah, a bunch of pins going to be needed in a hurry for Brewer. Next door to Brewer and Company. Of course, we got Boyce, your A, Struthers, your B, Cunningham, the 3rd, your C, and Brewer at 15 and 16. 13 and 14 is Galafaro, your A, Gordon, your B, Quattrini, your C, and Cassidy, your D. Only 1-300 in the event to this point. And that was thrown during round 3 today by Cephas Beatty III. Beatty's going to be one of those players you'll see tomorrow morning, as he finished with a 11:41 total on that block. Making a front 6 now for Brewer. You got to figure for the guys in the 18 and under boys, it's going to take a 220 average. It's going to take 100 over. I didn't think the bowlers are going to be able to figure the pattern out that quick, but there's enough players that are keeping the pattern in control with urethane. They have the rev rate, they have the ball speed. Did you get that urethane to trick up nicely? And do the job it needs to do. I don't think there's a single bowler that's in the top 8 for the 18U boys that used reactive resin. I think they're all urethane. Yeah, it doesn't matter which side of the lane, left side, right side. We've got a couple successful lefties as well. I mean, one of them right here, look at Kai Struthers. Looking to put the triple crown on the resume this year. He's got an under 12 championship here. He's got an under 15 championship here. Just needs to add the U18. Something even Brandon Bohn couldn't do. So the string ends for Brewer. And looking around, that was our only pursuit of perfection here in game 3. Quite a few pairs already finishing up. Game 3 going in the books. 2 more games of qualifying remaining for these players to try to advance to tomorrow's double elimination match play bracket. Player movement. And game 4 coming up next here from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. That's right, baby. Get Parker Bohn some silver. Or at least this tournament, get it some silver, donate some silver. As this is the 25th anniversary event for the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. Glad you can join us. Well, we got some bowlers underway on the high end. 29 to 32. We're going to get down there momentarily. As we're in the fourth of 5 qualifying games. So your bowlers on 31-32 on the U18 girls. Madison Lewis, your bowler A. Caitlin Zenz, your bowler B. Jolie Penny, your bowler C. Eva Mazzella, your bowler D. Next door, 29-30. Michael Fogarty Jr., your bowler A. Miles Gordon, your bowler B. Ryan Habakern, your bowler C. Clayton Tyndall, your bowler D. All 4 of those players in the U15 boys division. As all these players trying to make tomorrow's match play rounds are going to take 8 U15 boys in the match play bracket and a dozen U18 girls. So the top 4 qualifiers will get a little bit of advantages compared to the rest of the brackets, because with 4 in the U12 mixed, 4 in the U15 girls, 8 in the U15 boys, and 16 in the U18 boys, there's no buys. So just a little quirk in the system with only having 12 girls advancing. Seeding will matter for the ladies.
Tickets for the bowling ball raffle. Please pull out your tickets. The first winner will get choice of the 2 balls that are up here. On the blue ticket, they have 4 numbers, 2214. 2214 on the blue ticket. Please come to the desk. Okay, on that bowling ball raffle, last four numbers, 2214. 2214 on the blue ticket. on the blue ticket. Please don't throw your tickets away. We still have two more balls.
So it looks like we have all the Game 3 scores in. Let's give you some updates on who's leading on the squad.
Okay.
Let's start with the U18 boys. Gavin Murray on games of 246, 232, and 258 is at a 736 total. Nick Trentler, 279 for Trentler. In game 3 has him at 710 for 3. Jesse DeCone, 694. And then a little bit of a drop back. William Cunningham the third, 657. Kai Strother, 654. And Elliot Gordon, 637. So, yeah, there might not be very many players advancing off this final squad for the U18 boys. The young lady that's pacing nicely in the U18 girls. Well, she's already in, though, is Brooke Anderson. Anderson at 594 for her first 3. And Savannah Sriatocha, Caitlin Zen's on pace to get in if they can continue to keep rolling at about a 190 average. U15 girls, Anna Anthony's found something as she's at 651 for her first 3. She's over 100 pins over her next closest follower in the U15 girls, and that's Kylie Papadesano at 546. U15 boys, Miles Gordon at 643 and Michael Fogarty Jr. at 633. The only U15 boys that are averaging more than 170 at this point. And finishing things off with the U12 mixed, Christopher Thomas is at 494 for his first 3. So that average is actually behind the average of Ellie Kate Murray from squad number 4. So right now, Ellie Kate, if this were to continue, she'd be the lone female representative in the top 4 for the U12 mixed division tomorrow. Still 2 games to go, however, and even with Christopher Thomas at 494, Christian Forey, 483, not too far behind. And 480 for Nolan Randisi. So even Randisi averaging 160 for his first 3. Randisi, if he can put together a couple of 180 games, can get past Ellie Mae. So all 5 divisions, all kinds of spots still up for grabs. With 2 games remaining, less than 2 games remaining. Some of our pairs actually just getting into their second and third frames, so we're going to be Cutting away from this pair momentarily, let's get to a pair that's just made their way in. The fourth frame. Let's get over to 21 through 24. There you see Kai Struthers talking to himself on the way back. Struthers on that pair with Boyce, Cunningham, and Brewer. We mentioned Struthers and Cunningham on this pair. Pacing well, but not enough to get into the top 16. The only good news for Struthers is his earlier effort today has him in the top 16 spot. Next door, Julia, Assay, Quack, and Nelson. DeJulia is your A, Quack your B, Assay your C, and Nelson your D. Those players would need huge last two games in order to get in, and I do not see that happening at this point. There you see Jackson Brewer getting ready to step up. Brewer 222 to finish after starting with the front five. So not a good finish for Brewer. Gets Brewer to 602 for the first three, so Brewer's going to need to go 250, 250 to get in. It's probably going to take plus 100 for the U18 boys to make that top 16. An 1,105 game score, that would be a 220 average. Yeah, this is the tough part of the event because there's just so many young players. They know how close they are to advancing to tomorrow. And, I mean, it's not a full live and die moment. It's not the end of someone's career if they don't make it, but just, you know, everybody's been there. You feel the pain of getting so close to a cut for a prestigious event for these young players, whether it's, you know, making the cut here at the PB3 or getting to junior gold and just missing out on cashier's round or advancer's round or whatever they call it nowadays. But you got to learn from the failures as well as learn from the successes to keep advancing in this sport. If you don't learn from your failures, you're not going to improve your bowling on the lanes. You can be a house shot hero, but coming out in challenging conditions such as this, you really got to make sure you have the work into your game to score well. And a lot of that is making sure you're putting those slashes on the board on those second balls if you don't strike. And I guarantee you the players that are throwing a lot of strikes out there today are also putting a lot of those slashes on the board as well, especially if you're making the match play cut in any of the 5 divisions. right, now joining me in the booth, she's waiting to bowl her 5th and final game of qualifying. Caught her. She's trying to steal my seat when we caught her. Ava Mazzella. Mazzella is the correct pronunciation, Mazzella?
Yes.
Should have asked that off the air, but hey, I wasn't prepared. That's fine. How many squads of this event did you bowl?
I bowled 4 out of the 5.
Okay. And do you have a score that's in the cut number already, or are you fighting for the cut on this squad?
I am fighting for the cut.
Oh, okay. So what's the game plan coming into?
Just to make my spares.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you got? What do we have for the first 4 games here? Let me see if I can find your score. What pair did you start on?
I started on 14 and 13.
Okay. All right, there we go. So, that 132 game 3 gotcha.
Yeah.
So, all right, but you still got a chance. You got an outside chance if you throw a solid game. Here's game 5. You're on 7 and 8 this game?
Yes.
All right. 7 and 8. I'd love to be able to give you some advice, but and it's right in front of me. I really haven't paid attention to it all week long. So, what are you watching with the ladies here that are still on the pair? Let's get on. Let me move the cameras down here. There we go. They got a couple of frames to go here. As we have your name up and lights on the screen. So, I mean, we have to give you proper credit so people know who you are. Lena's pretty good. She won this tournament last year. What do you see on her game right now that you're going to try to help get to the pocket?
Play
Game
around
5.
the second arrow.
Okay. So it's been, what are the balls that have been used so far on this squad?
I used my knockout and my urethane.
Okay. So you were using urethane too, just to control it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what your rev rate is? Have you worked in rev rates? Do you know what your rev rate and ball speed and all that is?
Yes.
By chance?
I'm around ball speed around 15 miles per hour, but I forgot my rev rates.
Okay. That's okay, but it's always good. It's always important to know. One thing when I used to bowl a lot more, I always remember my PAP. Do you know your PAP on your bowling equipment so you can get a bowling ball drill anywhere you go?
No.
It's very important. Know your PAP. So your pro shop guy, who's your pro shop guy or girl?
Nick Attardi.
Okay. So they should have your PAP on file at the pro shop. Because that way if you go to, let's say you go to junior gold and all of a sudden you get a ball that, you know, like, oh, if I just had a little different drill on or something like that. There's a lot of pro shops. There's a lot of really good pro shops around Green Bay and around Appleton where junior gold's going to be this year. Even in Wausau, I know Dale Hackbart, the pro shop owner there. I'm from Wisconsin, so if you ever want tour guide, anything you want to do in Wisconsin while you're there for junior gold, just send me a Facebook message.
Okay.
But it's and if you want, like, all of a sudden, hey, if I had this ball, I think I'll work on this pattern a little bit more. You know your PAP, then that pro shop operator, no matter who they are, where they are, can look at one ball you have, get all your measurements off it, and then know your PAP to set up the drilling the right way. So yeah, always, always, always remember your PAP.
Got it.
I was 5 1/4 and a quarter up for my PAP.
Oh.
So yeah, I had a pretty not a spinner roll at all in any way, shape, or form, but it wasn't true end over end either. Well, back in the days when I was good. So, well, hey, we're gonna let you get ready to bowl.
Okay.
Thanks
Hi,
for
everyone.
Yeah, hi everyone, and Ava, good luck to you in the last game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ava. Appreciate you stopping in. One more game to go. I don't usually play favorites at the tournament, but now I got to root for Ava the last game, let's be honest. I mean, she came in, she talked about what she was experiencing on the lanes. And she gave us a good idea what she's going to do when she gets to this pair on 7 and 8. So we'll stay here. They are done with their 4th game. And we'll watch Ava and her lane mates take to the lanes for a couple of frames in Game 5. And we'll bounce around to some other hot hands here as we're into the last final chance to get into tomorrow's double elimination match play brackets here at the 25th anniversary edition of the Parker Bohn Scholarship Tournament. All right, I read the move sheet wrong. Ava Mazzella and her lane mates will be on 11 and 12. Let's get over to 9 through 12. As we have bowlers getting underway here for the final qualifying game of the Silver Anniversary edition of the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. And after this, we'll cut to our top 4. U12 mixed, our top for U15 girls, our top 8 U15 boys, our top 12 U18 girls, and our top 16 U18 boys. So all the match play rounds start tomorrow. At 9 a.m. Eastern time for those of you watching from other time zones. And there will be a few of you doing that tomorrow, I'm sure. So I just double checked with the man, the namesake of this tournament, Parker Bohn III, about the tiebreaker procedure. If there is a tie for any of the final advancing positions. Oh, Melvin with the Deadwood clear. There's nothing better in life than a Melvin Deadwood clear. It doesn't get better than that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, with the boot. That's a technique you don't see very often. You have the round of applause from the ladies on the way back. See, Deadwood clears don't get enough credit. You need to be quick and you need to be effective with those Deadwood clears to keep the pace of play going. So anyway, the tiebreaker procedure Now, if this was a PBA event, they'd be required to break the tie immediately at the conclusion of the final qualifying squad. Both players have 30 minutes back to report to the lanes. And then they would have a one-game tiebreaker. Well, because there's 2 days of qualifying in this event, some players came and just bowled yesterday, and they wouldn't be planning to come back until tomorrow for match play. If there is a tiebreaker, if the players are here, it will be broken tonight for any of the final advancing spots. If both players aren't here tonight, then they're going to have to show up tomorrow morning, and before we get started, they're going to have to show up early, too. They're going to have to show up a good half hour early at 8:30 and then break the tie. So if there is a tie for a final qualifying position, we're not going to have another live stream or anything like that this evening. We'll tape some highlights, and we'll show them during the respective championship finals tomorrow. Now remember, no Strike Central feed tomorrow during the match play rounds. So you're just going to have your pair feeds with the ambient audio, as we will be in rev rates preparing for those 5 championship battles we're going to have in those respective age divisions. So we still have some scores waiting to come in. So once we get everything verified, we'll give you a rundown of what's high on the squad currently and what kind of chance they have to make it to tomorrow. U15 boys, Michael Fogarty Jr., that's a no-doubter as he's averaging over 200. Same for Miles Gordon. So those 2 young players in the U15 boys will see action tomorrow. In the U15 girls, Anna Anthony, even though she was already qualified from an earlier round at 1,003, she was high qualifier coming in. She's going to re-up that, depending on her finish this game. Other than that, it's going to be rough for any of those other U15 girls to make their way in. It would take a minor miracle. Dixon already in off a prior score. U18 boys. Gavin Murray with a 978 4-game total on fire. 246, 232, 258, 242 for Murray. Jesse Tacone, 910. Nick Trentler, 906. 3 players that already made that magic 100 number, plus 100 number. Some players that are close, though. The Gordons, Elliott and Miles, at 884 and 877, respectively. Oh, Miles is in the U15 division, so Elliott needs a pretty solid last game to make it to tomorrow. And still a couple players with a shot, with Gavin Broad, William Cunningham III, Zach DeMello, and Brighton Boyce, but they're going to need big games in Game 4 to get there. For our U12 mixed, Nolan Randisi at 636. Behind Christopher Thomas at 663. And Christian Forey at 623. But those players are going to need solid last games to get past Ellie Kate Murray. As Murray's at a 831 total. Vincenzo Piccillo, no doubter, Piccillo averaging almost 196 in that U12 division to be the leader. And with 8:31 behind that, dead score is 7:59 for Forey. So Forey right now needs to shoot 193 to get ahead of Ellie Kate Murray. Brandisi needs a 196. And Thomas gets game in the 170s. Actually, 169 will keep him ahead of Murray. So Thomas, Randisi, and Forey all have their work cut out for them in order to try to make the top 4 in the U12 mixed division. We could have last year we didn't have a female finalist in the U12. The year before there was no U12 division, so it's good to see that division expanding in this event. It's going to be great to see if Ellie Kate Murray hangs on. We'll have a young lady in the U12 mixed finals tomorrow. I'm rooting. If you haven't watched me before in any of the work I've done, I can be a homer on occasion if it's somebody that I like or is a good story. Having Ellie Kate make the top 4 in the U12 mixed would be a great story, absolutely. If she won the whole thing, it would be a phenomenal story. So once again, all your final standings, once they are verified, re-verified, and then uploaded online, available at parkerbohn3.com. That's Parker, B-O-H-N, the number 3.com. Don't go to pb3.com because otherwise you're going to be buying like granite countertops and stuff like that. That's not the official Parker Bohn website. But parkerbohn3.com. And once again, if there's any ties for any advancing positions, final advancing positions in any of those 5 brackets, maybe you roll off tonight and maybe you roll off tomorrow, but either way, we'll make sure to try to bring you some highlights during the respective championship rounds tomorrow for the divisions involved. Yeah, but that was your parents that told you that because they lied about how much fun they had having you. I don't think you heard me. You said, they said have kids, they told you to have kids, it'll be fun. I said, yeah, that was your parents that told you that because they lied to you about how much fun you were. Go ahead, have kids, it'll be fun. Oh, really? Oh, here we go. They're giving the business down here on 7 and 8. Christian Furry. Wow, the young lady is giving him the business right now. He's got a 5-pin up there. Let's see if he can pull it off. Oh, right on target line. That's a no-doubter if I've ever seen one, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. All over that 5-pin. Nerves of steel. Forey, of course, he's fighting for one of those 4 spots in the U12 mixed division. Dixon already in for the U15 girls from an earlier score. It's the same for Anthony, but they're both battling to see who's going to be the 1 seed. Ariana Oliveira on this pair. Her tournament will be ending with this game, unfortunately. But never say quit. Learn everything, every shot. Even the pros do it on tour. Got lucky enough, I was up in Bayside Bowl with EJ Tackett and Neil Stremmel a couple of weeks ago. I can't wait for this feature to come out because EJ and Neil talk about what happens when you don't have the right look. What do you do when you don't have the right look on the lanes, when you're not feeling comfortable? And I'll tell you what, every young player in this sport should watch that, should watch and listen to what EJ talks about and shows what he does when it's just not there. And I guarantee you, the thing that should stick is no matter if EJ is up by 200 or out of the number by 500, never stops learning from every single shot. So he's had situations where after he won the U.S. Open in 2023, promptly went down to Wichita and got his backside handed to him. But the last block of that event went 250 over for 6 games. Over a 240 average after struggling the first couple of qualifying rounds. Never stop learning. And even the pros never stop learning. So hopefully these young players are doing the same, even if they are no longer in contention. To make tomorrow's match play rounds. Let's see what Forey can do here. Now, assuming that Thomas and Randisi keep up their pace and stay ahead of Forey. Forey's looking at the dead score of Ellie Kate Murray. That's 831. And so Forey's going to need a 208 game. Basically, he's going to have to go off the sheet. If he goes off the sheet, he's got 212. That would get him past Murray. Now, that doesn't say anything that Thomas or Randisi can't be having bad games. Thomas and Randisi are bowlers B and D. Up on 31 and 32. Let's see how they're doing. Let's take a peek up there. So Randisi's the bowler B. Randisi's on 66 in the 4th. Thomas, 44 in the third, looking to convert the baby split here in the fourth. So they're both pacing enough. And how about that? 3-9-10 taken down by Christopher Thomas. Yes, that young man, it's a battle now trying to make their way to tomorrow's match play in the U12 mixed. Thomas just needs a 168 game to tie Ellie Kate Murray, 169 to stay ahead of her in the standings. Randisi you need 196. So a little more work to go for Randisi, and unfortunately down to 7 and 8. Forey can't pass Murray, so Murray in for sure. Just a matter of can Forey catch something at the end here, and will Thomas or Randisi finish strong? There's a long way to go. 3 frames left for Forey. And 6 frames left for Nolan Randisi and Christopher Thomas. So Randisi should, let's see, Randisi just got a strike. So Thomas here working on a spare. And splits, that's gonna be a little tougher split to pick up for Thomas. 6-7-10. So we officially have a young lady in our mixed U12 finals. We know 2 are finalists for sure, with Vincenzo Piccillo and Ellie Kate Murray. So the open frame there for Christopher Thomas. Let's get back over to Christian Forey. Forey can still get to 200. It's going to take a 5-bagger to do it. But if he can stay clean these last 3 frames with good counts, getting your 170, that's going to put a little pressure on Christopher Thomas, as Thomas is only 40 pins up on Forey going into this game. That's on target line. Oh, and a terrible break. Usually the lighter equipment, even on that high of a hit, you see a little deflection. That one just bit right through.
Tally up your score sheet and bring them into the check-in room, or give them to me here. 5 lanes, 7 and 8.
So we'll see. I mean, Forey should go for this right now. That's a no-doubter. No lucky bounce. We'll get back over to the high end. There's the young lady that's giving the business to the U15 girls. Alyssa Randisi, she's going to need a solid finish as well. She got 141 in game 4, and this game, 1 open, no doubles. A lot of work to go for Randisi to make that top 4 in the U15 girls. So Forey spared in the ninth. He's got a maximum of 166. That's going to make Randisi shoot 154 to stay ahead. That's not a guarantee at this point for Randisi. And Thomas is going to be stepping up too. Thomas had a little bit more of an advantage, 40 pin advantage. So I don't foresee at this point 69 in the fifth. Thomas opening the rest of the way. That's the only way that Forey would get ahead of Thomas. Well, never say never. You know, you feel bad for these young players that, you know, they're still battling the same weight pins that us adults do, and when they're throwing 10 and 12 pound equipment, deflection comes into play. That's where a spare game is huge. You get a young player to develop that spare game early. Back to Forey, first ball of the 10th, that needs help. And the overcorrection from the split gonna leave some work to be had. Back over to Thomas, can't convert, but Thomas a bit of it, like, as we said, 40 pins over Forey coming into that U12 mixed. It's a must make here for Forey. 140 is not going to cut it. 150 still gives him a chance. There you go. Quality cover. Over two. Thomas once again is Randisi struck in the seventh frame, so Randisi pacing 170. That's more than enough to stay ahead. And ball change for Thomas, and that's not Thomas, I'm sorry. That was Randisi. Thomas coming up next. But Randisi's got Randisi pacing 180. That might be it for Forey, unless Randisi really runs into trouble. So 151 for Forey. Here's Thomas. Well, Thomas with another split. Problem is Thomas had a 40-pin advantage, and I don't see Evius gets 9 counts the rest of the way. He'd be in the 120s. That's enough to stay ahead of Forey. Randisi's going to have to run into a world of hurt. As Randisi, after the 151 by Forey, just needs 139. And Randisi already sitting at 106. In the sixth, sparing the seventh. Randisi strikes here. It's pretty much locked up for our top four in the U12 mixed. And there you go. Forey gave it an effort. A couple bad breaks towards the end of that final game is going to knock Forey out. And we have 3 boys and a girl in the mixed for U12 as Ellie Mae Murray is going to make it. Good to see that. Good to see with that U12 division bouncing back, bigger than ever, and we got a young lady challenging for the title tomorrow, and a two-hander at that. Looking forward to it. So we are going to end the audio portion of our broadcasting day. We'll continue on this pair with the ambient sounds and beautiful sights of one Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey, as we will get the final standings tabulated. Those standings will be available at pb3.com. shortly after the completion of this final game. So for the Bohn family, for all the volunteers here at the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament, and all the bowlers and families, I'm $2 Phil Bridle. Parents, take the kids bowling. They'll have fun for life, and we will see you tomorrow morning for match play. At 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. See you tomorrow.
I believe there's a pin stuck in the rack on part that won't come down. I'm making you like walk miles. I just left.
less than 5 minutes. Jackson Brewer went to
sheets and bring them to the tournament office. We will work on those final numbers and make our cut. In the meantime, I do need Gavin Murray to please come down to Reverend, as we need to present your Bowl for Life certificate.
She might be fourth. She split in the 10. We were watching the stream.